Mississippi has a reputation,
Slow, behind, stuck in the past.
but not anymore.
Once only known for its poverty and music, Mississippians are looking at their culture of hospitality, innovation, and tradition of hard work in a brand new light.
Our entrepreneurs are focusing on innovation to revive the state's economy for the next generation. Mississippi's best and brightest are changing the way things are done.
Now we're looking for Mississippi's next big brand. Innovators and entrepreneurs from Mississippi's 3 largest universities are competing to take their business models to market.
And we're going to help them get there. Join us as we follow these entrepreneurs on the journey of a lifetime, a journey that will further change the image of Mississippi. It's a brand new Mississippi,
And this is brand new. I'm Josh Mabus, and my passion is promoting bold new ideas. My years have been spent marketing Mississippi's best startups and most successful legacy businesses. I'm excited to meet and mentor this group of young entrepreneurs as they look to make their success in Mississippi.
I'm John Oxford, and my aim is changing the business climate in Mississippi. As head of corporate communication for Renasant, one of our state's largest financial institutions, I'm eager to share my expertise to help our future leaders along their journey to find success. Six teams of the brightest young entrepreneurs in Mississippi compete against their peers and collegiate rivals.
Mississippi's 3 largest schools are represented by 2 teams each. They present their ideas to our hosts to see which idea makes it to the final pitch. These 3 teams will then pitch to some of our state's most influential business leaders.
Only the best team from each school will advance to the final round, but all will be mentored by a successful entrepreneur and Mississippi business person in pursuit of their dreams.
Only one team will emerge as Mississippi's best new idea. Who will come out on top?
It's a brand new day in Mississippi, and this is brand new.
OmniLab totally blew my mind. These guys were out of my league in the area of science and physics. It took me a while to get up to speed, but I believe Ben Lewis and Shane Clark have an incredibly compelling idea.
So the idea is we integrate an entire semester of quality data acquisition-based physics labs into a single handheld device in which you don't need any additional equipment.
What's your business plan, and how are you going to get it to market?
2 markets. One is high schools that don't currently have physics labs, they can't afford them. And second would be, if you wanted to do an online physics class, how would you do the labs? Because traditional labs require a lot of equipment. And this way you could just order the device, have it mailed to you, and then do all your labs at home in front of the computer.
Their device simulates a physics lab and can save high schools and universities an incredible amount of money compared to setting up a real-world physics lab. This means value.
Once we have it in colleges with students using it to get this data acquisition-based physics lab experience, to get this education, once that's a proven concept, leverage our interdepartmental connections to go into other universities and just spread, becoming the definitive product that does this. There isn't anything else that does everything and requires no additional equipment.
OmniLab is a niche product, so determining an audience is an interesting obstacle. The good news is these guys are willing to focus their efforts. Their first product, the Newton, focuses on fundamental Newtonian physics and should provide an introduction to the marketplace.
Well, what problem does this solve for the student or the class, or take us through kind of what this does? I mean, I'll be frank, I'm completely lost.
It solves a number of problems. First is often high schools don't have physics labs. For example, when I was in high school, we didn't have physics labs, and that's primarily a cost issue. So a typical lab setup can cost tens of thousands of dollars if it's a good data acquisition-based setup, and this device is a lot cheaper. Another problem that it solves is if you wanted to take an online physics class, how are you going to do the labs if you need all this equipment?
A great product is half the battle. They have to bring this product to market, actually to sell it and be in business. Ben and Shane have identified 2 audiences that will potentially be interested in OmniLab's products. It's great news that these groups will understand the value of the product.
What makes this worth your time, all this time that you've put in?
First, I love inventing and designing and building new things, and I am always doing that. And for the last several years, I've been teaching physics as a TA, and I've been doing research and obviously doing all of the grad student life. I've seen the challenge on the student's face when they're faced with a complex setup while they're trying to understand a complex physics experiment or principle. Being able to bring a better education to students across the nation, being able to bring an education that allows them to focus on what they're doing while they're doing it, and then what it meant while they're doing the data analysis later, that's what motivates me.
So we both care a lot about improving the quality of physics education, and then for me personally, I really think projects are cool when hardware meets software.
Ben and Shane have a lot going for them, but they could benefit from some additional outside help. The perfect match is Dr. Gary Butler, the founder and CEO of Camden Microsystems. John connected the OmniLab guys with Dr. Butler at his office in Starkville. Dr. Butler's first challenge was to ask the guys if they're willing to stick with their idea.
I think the important thing when starting the company, I'm a strong advocate of what I would call bootstrapping, and that is if you are working and you have a full-time job, you know, obviously you've got to make sure that you have some income. I think in the early stages of the company, as you're working, if you have a full-time job and your passion is to transition from that full-time job into the world of entrepreneurship, you're going to have to take a crawl, walk, run approach to that. That's why you got to be so passionate about it. You can come up with a great idea and you can walk into a venture capitalist somewhere on Sand Hill Road in Silicon Valley or other parts of the country and pitch a great idea, and as 2 guys without a product, without a real company, they're going to give you $5 million. That's fiction, right? What they're looking for is not only a great vision, but also traction in many cases.
What are some of the criteria that you use as you're growing to determine when you need to develop certain skills and abilities and capabilities in-house and spend the time and expense to do that versus when you hire an outside contractor?
Periodically as you start to grow the company, and I think you have to look at, number one, what's our long-term strategy? What personnel do we need in the company, whether it's software or hardware engineers, to support that strategy? And then also you have to weigh that against financial realities. Do I have enough finances to go out and hire a full-time person? Because obviously the trade-off in terms of outsourcing engineering versus insourcing it or hiring new people to do work, you've got to have a long-term sustainable stream of revenue to support that employee. So I think you almost have to take it sort of on a case-by-case basis. As you're planning out those programs and that product development cycle, it really has to be made on a case-by-case basis. Focus on building a great company. Focus on establishing a culture from day one. And if you look at all the great companies, that was done early on in the organization. Make sure you're doing it around something you're really passionate about, and start with small markets and bootstrap. And I think, given what I know about your company, those are probably the key things that I would advise you to do as you get started down this path of entrepreneurship.
As an entrepreneur and inventor, he knows the long and difficult road of getting a tech startup off the ground. Dr. Butler's advice is invaluable for the OmniLab guys.
Sebastian Roa leads our second group from Southern Miss. His team has created Memo, an app that should help schools, parents, and students interact.
So the Memo app is a web and mobile app that lets teachers in high schools, elementary schools, and middle schools post their assignments, quizzes, tests that they have for the class, along with their respective due dates. And the parents of these children in these classes can actually subscribe to alerts. They can receive text alerts 1 to 7 days before the actual due date of their kid's assignment.
Memo has one of the largest teams on the show. All of them are programmers, but let's see how the team stacks up. We have 3 guys on this team. What are your roles individually? Sebastian, what's yours?
So I'm the CEO. I programmed the Memo app over the summertime. I'm the one in charge of managing the business, do some programming. We actually, all of us, we're all programmers, but we have to take certain roles such as CEO, marketing, and technology to sort of help specialize each other.
You recruited other great guys. Al, what do you do here?
I'm the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. Basically, I'm just trying to get the brand out there, make people more aware of what we actually producing.
Sure, what do you bring to the table?
I am the CTO of the company. That means Chief Technology Officer. I mostly handle the programming part, the scripting part, making sure that the mobile app is running as efficiently as the website is, and anything else technology related to the company.
Students are overloaded. It's tough to keep schedules organized, especially as students have their first foray away from home. This proved the influence for the origin of Memo.
So who came up with the idea, and what was the genesis of it?
So last semester I bombed one of my classes because I kept on forgetting when things were due or when I get the assignments turned in on time. So I decided to build a product that could simply send me a text message or an email letting me know way in advance and the day before when something was due.
In order to develop this app, Sebastian and his team will need to have all their resources in place.
Right now, basically what we're doing is a lot of personal selling. We talked about it before about making cold calls and stuff like that, but we much like meeting people in person, let them actually see the product, and basically make a better impact than if we just called you on the phone and a random person trying to sell you something.
Any product needs funding. Tell us a little bit about how you're finding funding for Memo.
Now, Memo is a technology product, and with any technology product, it's really easy at first to fund it because it's really cheap. So right now, at the moment, we're working off of some seed money that we currently have. Now, to be honest with you, with the external funding, we're a little bit lost about that. So at the moment, as we expand throughout the region in the state of Mississippi, and we're actually having some base being touched on in Florida, we can work off the seed money, but eventually, yes, we need external funding, and we're kind of clueless about that.
Alpha testing, beta testing, how far are you along for a widespread launch? Do you feel ready?
I feel that we're at a comfortable state to where we are ready for market. We just left out of beta testing. Sebastian, he tested it out, and we had some other people test it out for their classes. There's not too many classes on the app just yet. He's starting to do a lot better in his classes.
Rodney Richardson knows a bit about standing out in the marketplace. As a brand designer for Nike, Rodney found great success outside Mississippi and brought that influence back. John took the Memo guys to Richardson's rare studios right there in Hattiesburg.
We're going to meet with these guys from Southern that have created this product, that have created this app, and I've seen it before, and they're pretty excited about it, and they poured a lot of their heart and soul in it, and I love that energy. And I love to see that come out of these students from here, from Southern Miss, and I want to help them in any way that I can to help to realize that passion and how to bring that thing to life, bring that app to life, using the skills and the talents that they have, and bring that thing to life in meaningful ways. One of the things that excites me about these guys and their idea and being from Mississippi, I believe that they're going to have the same character and heart and values instilled in them as I've seen in myself and other people that have grown up in this part of the world, that we have this heart and this determination and this character. If they can just see that and grab a hold of that and use that as a strength as they work through all of the hardships and the obstacles that they're going to have to work through, that any entrepreneur has to work through, they're going to have an advantage because of the upbringing and the character and the values and the heart and soul that they've learned growing up in this place. One of the things I'd love to leave with these guys, or hope that they leave here with, is a heart for determination, to persevere and to push through the obstacles that they're definitely going to face, to believe in themselves, to believe in the great things that are a part of who they are, that maybe they don't even recognize yet, but they can look back on their life and what's been taught and instilled in them, and they're going to find great strengths. To not believe in the stereotypes that people have for us out there, but to believe in themselves and do the hard work that's necessary, persevere to do the things so that they know what they know. What they think they know, they need to really know it and bring it to life in ways that are going to impact the people that they're talking to. They're going to impact their lives in real and meaningful ways.
Rodney's words resonated with Memo and with us. What a great mentor, and what great preparation for the final round of presentations.
I think entrepreneurship is the ultimate challenge. It really is. It really challenges one from so many different perspectives. It challenges your belief in yourself. It challenges your perseverance. It challenges your ability to work with people. And then, of course, looking back and watching a company grow is incredibly satisfying. The way we kind of view it at Camgian is that we really are all in this together to build a great company. And to look back at from 9 years ago to 7 years ago to 6 years ago, and some of the milestones that we've had along the way, and the people that we've had come into the company, the products that we've built and the customers that we've delivered to, it just is an incredibly satisfying activity. Understanding that we've gone up and competed against some of the largest and most prominent tech companies in the country and are winning in some of those markets is also a testament to what you can actually do here in Mississippi.
You know, I think one way that Mississippi stands out for entrepreneurs, and it comes from the character of our place. It comes from the character of our people. There is an encouragement that you'll receive from neighbors and family and friends. Yeah, there can be competition. Yes, it can be very aggressive in whatever your field is, but in the community at large, people will come around you and they will support you and they will encourage you and they will love you and they will assist you if they can. And that kind of concern that we have for one another in the community of our state is vital. When you're an entrepreneur, there are a lot of times that you feel like you're on an island. There's not somebody above you that you can blame things on. The buck literally stops with you. Friends, family, people from the community that have come around me, that have come around us in difficult times and supported us and encouraged us and helped us along the way. And I think that's something that makes this place really special for entrepreneurs.